Hello! This evening we are going to take a look at Hayfork. This is Foxtrot 62. It's a small airfield in Northern California. It's going to be released by Orbx. It'll be out in a few days' time. And I thought we might go and have a look around it. So we're going to get the drone camera and go for a fly. So we'll have a look around. You can see the scenery is really nicely done around it. There's lots of custom trees, lots of custom features like boulders and telegraph wires or telegraph poles. There aren't any wires, strangely. I was kind of hoping to see them. But if we fly along the edge of the airfield here, you can see that they've put quite a lot of effort into doing the surrounding buildings and to bringing them up to a higher standard than they usually look. So you've got strange things like a BMX track, or well, I don't know if it's a BMX or a supercross track. It's one or the other. Obviously lots of the town buildings have been put in place, which are really nice to see. Lots of different types of trees. So if you do like VFR flight, this is going to give you a really good impression of what it's like if you're actually approaching Hayfork in the real world. So if we go and speed up the drone camera slightly, and we'll go for a fly over the surrounding town and then loop back around. So you can see it fits into the landscape really nicely. And like I said, they've put quite a lot of effort into integrating it in and putting custom assets in place. And it isn't just the surroundings of this airfield itself that have been worked upon. There's some extra assets. Once I bring the drone camera back down to the airfield, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so if we fly in towards the parking area down here, so you can see even down here it looks really nice. Post boxes and the gates for the airfield have all been done. All the wire fences have all been done in really nicely. The hangars are there, and we've got a little Tomahawk that we're going to be flying today in the late evening sunshine. Okay, so if I go and look at the map, I can point out some of the other features. So if we look on LittleNavMap, I've run the scan on the scenery. So we get Hayfork. We also get Hayfork Bally Lookout, and there's a sign on the road actually just outside the airfield that obviously leads up towards it. And there's also another tiny strip over to the north of us. So we'll go and explore that with our aeroplane today. So, inside our aeroplane, so we are in the Tomahawk. So first things first, let's go and get rid of the chocks and the tie-downs and the pitot covers, and we'll turn the tablet off now, we don't need it. And we'll put the fuel on the left tank, we'll go rich mixture, and we will put the anti-collision lights to on, turn the battery on, and the alternator, and hopefully when we turn the engine over it will start. I'm just going to put the throttle forward a little bit. Okay, we're looking for 1000 RPM. So I'm just going to check the volumes to make sure I'm not being completely drowned out. No, that's looking good. Okay, so having done that, we've got the battery and alternator on. We're going to go and put the nav and panel lights on, put the radio lights on. I think we just have to turn these on to get them working in this version of the aircraft. We can put the transponder on standby, and we're looking good so far. It's quite an easy airplane to fly, to be honest, so I'm probably worrying over nothing. So we can put the head tracking on and have a little scan around, see what's around us. We can see the windsock over there, so the wind is coming from the right down the runway, so we'll turn left. So I don't know if you can see that. If I zoom in, you can see the windsock over there. Okay, so come off the parking brake. And we're on our way. So nose wheel steering is working. We appear to have flight control surfaces, which is always good. So yeah, this is really, really nicely modelled. They've not gone too over the top, so it's really smooth as well. See the fence over there? Whoops. Trying not to go racing off through the scrub. Okay, we've got a nice long runway here, so we don't need to use flaps for takeoff. So we'll just pull the aeroplane round onto the centre line. Okay, little check around. So we'll put the landing lights on while we're flying, pitot heat on. I know there's temperature considerations around pitot heat and it looks like a nice warm day, but I'm just going to do that to stop anybody complaining at me. Put the interesting, that won't go into, okay, we'll leave it on ground mode for the moment. Presumably it will go to alt mode when we want it to. Okay, let's go and take off. Well, before we do take off, I'm just going to have a quick look at the map. So shall we just sketch out some distances we want to go, or bearings really? So we're going to, after we've flown around here for a bit, we're going to head off 330 degrees to get to the lookout. Okay. So full throttle. Coming up through 55 knots and we can begin rotating, and we're in the air. Nice and easy. Gorgeous scenery, isn't it? So as I said, we're in Northern California. Didn't calibrate the altimeter, but thankfully we are at pretty much standard barometric pressure anyway, so it hasn't made much difference. It's coming up towards 3,000 feet. So I'm trimming the mixture back a bit as we approach 3,000. So we'll hold it fairly level just above 3,000 feet. And come back down over the town and fly the reciprocal route. Let's have a look from outside. Plane is being thrown around a little bit by the breeze. It's only a light aeroplane, so you do have to actually fly it. it won't fly itself, unlike some aeroplanes in the sim, which is good. I kind of like the whole stick rudder thing. I've mentioned it recently. So we'll fly out towards the buildings over here, then turn back around and do a touch and go, and then we'll go fly off and explore the area a little bit. We'll go out 330 degrees, as we said. So did I calibrate the directional gyro? It's looking... yeah, it's pretty accurate. Still get very good elevator authority, sorry, aileron authority in this. A lovely long runway. Can't really go wrong. Flaps back up, and we've got plenty enough speed to rotate. Climb back out. Same as before, and we're going to fly out towards this lookout. So coming up to 2,500 feet, so we need to make a right turn then for is it 300 or 330? Let's go and double check on the map. 330 degrees. So we're going to need to climb over these hills. Okay, let's have a look at this from outside. Let's have a look on the map. It shouldn't take too long to get there. It's 7 miles away. So we get to enjoy the scenery along the way. Just looking on the map to see if there are any VOR, if there are any VOR stations nearby. That don't appear to be. Not in the immediate vicinity, so we're not going to worry too much about that. We're unintentionally turning there as we're looking away, so this is a hand-flown aeroplane. There's no autopilot trickery. So pulling it back around towards 330. So what I might do to make this a little bit less boring for you is pause recording here, and I'll unpause when I'm a little bit closer to the lookout. So if you bear with me, I'll be back in a moment. Actually, I've changed my mind. It's such lovely weather, it would be a shame not to see it, wouldn't it? So we're going to fly the route together, and it'll take a few minutes, but I just thought it might be a bit more fun if you actually see what I'm seeing. Do need to be a little bit careful on the RPMs. I'm just going to pull that back slightly. Lean the engine out. We're getting quite high, so up towards 4,500, 5,000 feet in a moment. So what we're looking for is the Hayfork Valley lookout. So it's the end of this valley. So it's up here somewhere. Just looking at the features around us. We are in this valley. It kinks around to the right, but on the far end up here, it's up here. So let's go full throttle and hope for the best. I'm just looking around at our exit routes if we can't climb in time. I don't think we might be able to, so we might have to circle, but it looks like we can exit. Now the wind's coming from this side, remember. So I'm just giving myself a strategy to turn away. Obviously we can go with the wind, so if the wind is coming from this side, it's going to be falling down the valley. Let's just have a check, because it may have moved around since we took off. Oh no, it's coming from our left. Okay, that makes sense. Yes, so we can turn more easily this way. Into the wind, which will give us a little bit more lift, and that's on the lower side of the valley, which is really handy. So we're going to do that now and give ourselves more time to climb before we come back up to the top of the hill and find the lookout. It's gorgeous scenery, isn't it? It really is amazing. We're slowly circling the hill here to go and find the lookout. It's just off of our right wing up here somewhere, up on the top I imagine. Can't quite see it from where we are. So we'll continue to circle the peak, and hopefully it will come into view very soon. Yes, you can see it now, look. There's the building. So we're getting there. We are right on the edge of stalling though, and I need to take care of that and get the nose down, turn away from the tree line. Airspeed's coming back up, which is good. You could hear the airframe protesting, couldn't you? So I need to be mindful of airspeed. I'm really scraping the performance of the aeroplane, forcing it to climb. And it's not happy at these airspeeds. So we've just come up through 6,000 feet. Still only doing 50 knots. We're still climbing at about 400 or 500 feet a minute. This is quite the struggle to get up here, isn't it? But we're almost there, look. You can see the buildings now. So by the time we get back over there, let's just be careful. We're on the point of stalling again. You could hear the turbulence on the wing. Okay, so there is the lookout. So if we continue climbing gently, got a little bit of airspeed now, and then we can look out of the left wing and circle. And there it is. Now, if you've got a STOL aeroplane, look, you could land in the middle. We obviously haven't, so I'm not even going to attempt it. But we can circle, so I'll fly away, turn around and come back again. Whoa, nearly. The airframe is really, really struggling, isn't it? I'm going to drop the flaps to help us out a little bit. Okay, let's have a look at that from outside. Really well done, isn't it? Like the rock formations around the roads, they really have gone the extra mile then. Okay, so where do we go from here to find the rest? So I'm going to raise the flaps, get some airspeed. So we need to fly 52 degrees, or 50 degrees. We'll continue the right turn even though it's the wrong way, so nose down a little bit. Yeah, it really doesn't like banking over at these altitudes, does it? So coming around towards 50. One last flyover of the site on our way out. Very cool. It's the top of the world, isn't it? Okay, we're flying 40 degrees, we want to go 50. So let's have a look at some of the features around here. So we're looking for a ridge. We're heading slightly to the south, so we're looking for, it's either going to be this one or that one. Just looking below us. I think it might be this one. We'll know when we get a little bit closer. But we're looking for a very small feature. Although this cleared area could correlate with this triangle we're seeing here. I wonder if it's marked on the sectional map. No, doesn't go into enough detail. So let's get ready to circle this feature. Yeah, there's certainly roads marked in. So it's on this closest edge is where the airstrip would be. Yeah, it's down here, look. So there's the airstrip. And then there's various roads that have been modelled into the scenery. So how are we doing for speed? Okay, let's put some flaps out to protect ourselves a little bit. So what we'll do is fly out this way, circle back and fly along the road and keep it off of our wing. This is all very cool, isn't it? It's really nicely done. Cool, that would be a challenge and a half, wouldn't it, to land a STOL plane there. Very cool. Right, we've had our bit of fun. Which is the easiest way to get home? I'm guessing we turn about and look for a gap on the hill. Oh yeah, we've got lots of ways out, so it's fine. Follow the valley. So let's just, while the sim is frozen there for a moment, we want to go back down towards Hayfork. So we're looking for about 175 degrees. So it's directly behind this hill, basically. So flaps that up. Let's have a look from outside. The redwood forests in Northern California always look amazing, don't they? Especially in the afternoon or evening light. They always look spectacular. Okay, so we're allowed to do 110 knots by the look of it on the indicated airspeed meter in the Tomahawk. Coming back down towards the town. If there are any features, if we zoom in, that we can use to help us out. So the road obviously goes off to our left, which you can see it doing over there. But we're heading over here. There's the airfield, I think. Is the wind still coming from the same direction? Yes, it is. So we'll be heading off left in a moment. The other side of this reservoir and that will lead us straight into the approach for Hayfork. You can see the runway behind the tree line there. It's quite a long runway. Love the long shadows in the evening. Should we go and park the other side of the Cessna maybe? I'm guessing, yeah, the markers on the ground are for the tie downs, so we just need to put our wings over them. Okay, well that was fun. Go and turn everything back off. There's not much to turn off in this aircraft, to be honest. Oh, I should have really gone and turned all of the radios off before I cut their power, but oh well. And we can go and play games with, if we can get the tablet back on. It's got the smallest click spot in the known universe, hasn't it? So put the chocks back in place, put the tie downs back in place, and the pitot covers back on. Should we go and open the door? Is it this one? Yes, it is. Oh, we were pretty accurate with the tie downs, weren't we? So there you go. So today we've taken a look at Hayfork. So Foxtrot 62. It will be available from Orbx very soon, so keep an eye out for it on their website. Okay, I will see you all again soon. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Please like, subscribe and support the channel, and I'll keep doing this as long as people keep watching. So see you again soon. Take care.